Hi, I am Theodora and welcome to Personal Development. This is a place where we make ourselves better in all aspects of life. Today I'll be sharing on how you can actively cope with trauma or with depression. Once again, I am not a therapist, counselor, psychologist, or any of those things, but I share some of these insights based on my experiences, also the interactions that I've been privileged to have with other people around me. What do I mean by actively coping? I could say that these are some of the things that you can do in the process of overcoming trauma or depression before you actually get the professional help, or in combination with getting professional help. Some of these things can be useful if you're still looking for where to get professional help, or you're not yet in a safe space or place to talk about or to share whatever you're going through. It also helps the healing process if you're already seeking professional help. I could say it is a survival mechanism. It helps you go through the trauma or the depression, whatever it is. It just helps you. It keeps you on survival mode so that you do not shut down because of the weight of whatever it is that you're going through. These are suggestions as you work towards seeking professional help if you haven't gotten, or they can work together with professional help to help you get better. So ensure you have an ingredient of professional help on it. According to research, it has been found that people who actively cope or do the activities that I'll share or the things that I'll share further on have had a faster recovery process or surviving either from trauma or from depression, whatever mental struggle it may be, as compared to those who haven't done it at all. In other words, actively coping helps you not to be in a passive state that makes you feel the weight or intensity of whatever it is you're going through, but rather it helps you reduce the burden. The first one is exercise. We could be familiar that exercise or keeping physically fit is something that has been shared in many spaces as a way to either get through mental health or any other challenges that you may be going through. Yes, exercise is very good. It's going to make you physically fit, and it also builds you mentally. Exercise is very, very important. It will keep you in a state that you're physically working yourself, and it doesn't engage your mind, because if you're going through depression or trauma, your mind is very, very engaged, and when your mind is very engaged, it will affect physical well-being and your well-being in every other way. How you can do aerobics, take walks, you can go for swimming. In other words, get some work that will make your body stay active, sweat. But I also want to say that at the moment, sometimes when you stop exercising, you'll find that you will go back. If it's depression or whatever it is, you will go back. That's why it is important that you seek professional help on top of either doing exercise or any other things. Other thing that I find really fascinating and very helpful, I used it like all through my life, I could say, and I did not realize it was something so important until I was an adult. You can start by painting or drawing if you know how, but if you do not have the skill, like I do not have the skill of drawing or painting, what helped me was doodling. I don't know if I pronounced it well. It's just you getting pencil, a pen and paper, then you just draw shapes. You don't have to matter, you just draw or just let the pen go around the book. And then after that you can get colors, and then you color them according to the pattern that you like. You find out that in the end there will be a very beautiful image that has come out. And also in the end you find that it takes you to a very peaceful state whereby your mind is not worked out. So drawing, painting, but for me it was doodling that helped me to really go through the tough times, especially when I was going through depression and trying to overcome grief and the traumas that came along with it. Then the other one that I can never get tired of talking about is writing or journaling. This has been backed up by different studies that it helps reduce depression symptoms. As a child who was grieving the loss of the dad, and then other life challenges also came in, I didn't have the space, but writing gave me the safe space. So I poured out my heart in writing, and every time I finished writing, I felt relieved. I did not have to care that I'll be judged when I talk about what I'm going through, or I didn't have to worry that if I shared what I was going through, someone would laugh. And I could say that writing is one of the things that I think helped me throughout my grief journey. And also, when I look back, the times that I stopped writing, I really went down. These suggestions, they help you survive. In most cases, when you stop them, you go down. So research has suggested that some people, when they write, they feel overwhelmed. It makes them feel worse than they felt before. I don't know. For me, it worked for me. I don't know for you. But if you see that it's not helpful, you can put it aside and go with something else that works for you. The other one is gardening. I cannot talk enough about gardening, or staying in nature for that matter. Gardening is a beautiful thing. It just sort of brings you closer to nature. It has this peaceful thing about it. When you're around a garden, or when you're gardening, I don't mean this kind of gardening where you're going to work yourself dead. No, just simple gardening, taking care of plants here and there that you can get maybe food from, or just flowers, a place that you can go and sit and just enjoy the view. Gardening helped me too. These are things that I later on realized in life. I loved gardening, and I did it without knowing. It's later on that I kept reflecting. I was like, wow, this was actually a very good thing that helped me in my life. Because sometimes when I would feel like my mind is clouded, I cannot think clearly, I'm having maybe some depression symptoms, or some of those things that trying to play back in my mind, I just go to my garden and I start gardening. And by the time I'm finished, I even don't have any of those thoughts in my head. It's like they go. I don't know how, but it just disappears. And from nowhere, I just get calm. And then going to nature. Staying in nature is something that I really love, and it's very calming. I don't know how I can explain it, but nature has a way of healing. So I'd also suggest that you can go have to visit beautiful sceneries. Just go walk, take a nature walk, go to a park. If there is a park where you can see some birds, hear bird sounds, see some trees, see some beautiful flowers. There is a way it just physically, I don't know how, but it just heals you. You look at them and then they heal you. I cannot explain the science behind it, but it's very helpful, I could say. Or you can just incorporate staying outdoors in your schedule. Go and sunbathe. Go and just sit outside and get the fresh air. Do not keep yourself locked indoors. Make sure you eat healthy. This can be subjective, I could say, but make sure you eat food. Eat good food. Eat warm food. Do not just eat snacks, but make sure you eat good food. And lastly, but the most important of all, is prayer. Or rather, let me say it this way: practicing spirituality. For me as a Christian, it is believing in God, it is prayer. Studies have found out that those who are experiencing either depression symptoms or trauma and prayed, they had a higher chance of healing and walking through the depression or trauma. As a Christian, prayer has been like the game changer for me. So, hey, if you haven't started it, please start praying. As I conclude, please ensure to seek professional help to help you through whatever it is that you're battling with. There is help. Seek help. Do not die in silence. Do not remain in silence. Please seek professional help or ask around from people, and they'll lead you to the help that you need. Thank you for joining me on Personal Development with Theodora, and I hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.